It's very nice to meet you.
Hey, it's nice to meet you, Jimmy.
So how is it, this movie, the last one was 7 years ago. What makes kids laugh nowadays compared to 7 years ago?
The same stuff. That hasn't changed.
Nothing's changed?
Nothing's changed. People are still laughing at movies from 50, 60 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't think comedy's changed dramatically in the last 7 years.
Sure. What is it like to reignite a franchise with a whole new cast?
It's exciting, you know. I mean, the last cast are beloved. Everyone, they're fantastic, but, you know, the kids, they're college age now. They couldn't play middle schoolers.
It'd be awkward.
It'd be weird to just swap the kids out and have the same parents. So it's nice to just it's nice to do a soft reboot and sort of refresh the franchise a little bit, make things new for a new generation of viewers.
Yeah. Now I definitely caught at least 2 Hitchcock references. I'm guessing
there were.
Are there more than that? And are there any references to road trip movies?
There are. You know, I grew up watching Hitchcock movies. I love Hitchcock more than anyone. I think there are a few references to movies throughout. I didn't put too many of them in.
Yeah.
But just for the eagle-eyed.
Are there any road trip movies that inspired you during this movie that might not have made it in?
The movie that inspired most was National Lampoon's Vacation, which I think I think everyone's had that Griswold experience.
Of course.
And I just wanted a Griswold experience for the Heffleys.
Speaking of the Griswolds, like what is it about road trips that make a family unite?
They're so hard, and you're all in it together. I mean, you're stuck together.
Yeah.
So you either unite or you fall apart. And in our movie, the Heffleys fall apart. It goes horribly wrong. But then they come back together and they reunite in a big way.
Sure. Do you personally have any horrific stories on the road?
On the road, no. Tell you what, I flew into Indianapolis yesterday. I had the worst turbulence I've ever known. There were people throwing up. It was a disaster.
Wow.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Speaking of throwing up in disasters, your movie has a lot of gross-out gags. What is the way to perfect a gross-out gag? I
think the way to perfect a gross-out gag is not to go for an easy laugh and to really earn it. I think that's it. I think if a gross-out gag is just gross. On its own, it's not going to be funny. It's just going to be gross. I think if a gross-out gag is within, there's a funny situation and it comes out of character and the way that everyone is around it.
Sure.
Then I think you've got a right to put it into your movie without just being a gross-out gag. I think it's just you got to make it genuinely funny to have it in there.
Please tell me whose idea was it to put one of the greatest bands ever into your movie was Me First and the Gimme Gimmes?
That is our music supervisor, Julia Michaels, finds great music for us.
Yeah.
And, we listen to it and we go, this is awesome, and we put it in.
It's a great song. Last question. Speaking of music, it's a question I like to ask everybody because I think it tells a lot about a person. What is your go-to karaoke song?
My go-to karaoke song is I Never Go to Karaoke. How about that?
That's what some people's answer is. Absolute pleasure meeting you, man.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you so much.
Take care.